Today I'm going to build the ultimate Inscryption combo deck. It's going to use all 4 infinite attack combos at once because there are 4 cards in Act 2 that can get infinite attack, and also there are only 4 zones to play cards anyways. So we're going to end this combo with infinity times 4 attack. We're also going to use all 4 scribes cards, and we're going to do everything on the first turn. Draw our entire deck and do all 4 infinite combos all on turn 1, which is why we're going to fight the Dredger here, because he only gives you 1 turn to defeat him anyways. So first things first, let's start with our payoff cards, our win conditions, our infinite attack cards. Those are the Ouroboros, which we can get to infinite attack by summoning him over and over again and then destroying him with the hammer every time he gains an extra attack. So to do his combo, we're going to need an infinite sacrifice engine. The next infinite attack card is the Bone Heap. We're going to need to generate infinite bone tokens, and we can pay those to increase his attack to whatever stat we want. And then the last 2 are both Magnificus cards, the Gore Mage, which is basically the exact same as Bone Heap, and then the Stim Mage, which we're going to need infinite energy to increase his attack infinitely as well. So those are our 4 infinite attack cards, but we're going to need infinite sacrifices, bone tokens, and energy to get them there. And we already have a Leshy card, Grimora card, and 2 Magnificus cards, so let's go to P03, which is going to be our main enabler for these combos here. Because with P03's cards, we can get infinite energy, and with infinite energy, not only can we just use that for the Stim Mage, but we can also translate infinite energy to infinite bone tokens and potentially infinite sacrifices as well. So to get infinite energy in Act 2, you just need an energy conduit and a null conduit to complete the circuit. Having those 2 cards will just keep your energy replenished forever, so we'll have infinite energy to power up the Stim Mage. With infinite energy, we could also use that to create infinite sacrifices with the Steel Mice card. It's going to be quicker if we just use the Pharaoh's Pets as our infinite sacrifice engine, because then we don't have to keep summoning Steel Mice over and over again. The Pharaoh's Pets are just going to sit there on board, and we can just keep summoning Ouroboros and hammering him instead. And we're going to use energy to generate those as well with the Bone Lord's Horn. So this little P03 engine right here is going to generate infinite energy. Infinite energy is going to get 1 of our cards to infinite attack, and it's also going to get us to generate infinite bone tokens. Those infinite bone tokens are going to let us summon our infinite sacrifices enabler to power up Ouroboros to infinite attack, and we're also going to use those bone tokens to power up the Bone Heap and Gore Mage to infinite attack as well. The only problem is that energy conduit costs 3 energy, so we're going to need an extra 3 energy to summon this card in the first place, and normally the only way to do that is to wait a few turns, but like I said, we need to do everything on turn 1, or else the Dredger will not be impressed. And the way to get more energy on turn 1 is going to be by using this thing right here. So this is our enabler to get that extra energy. We're going to need 3 extra energy because we start with 1 to pay the null conduit. We're going to need another 3 to summon the energy conduit, so we're going to need 3 of this thing, whose name I am not going to attempt to pronounce. And that'll do it. That's everything we need. Now the problem is we need to somehow draw all of these cards on the first turn. And that is where Magnificus becomes the MVP of this combo, because he has the crazy draw engines. Specifically, we're going to want to have Bleen's Mox and Master Bleen. And also, we could play some blue Spore Mages as well. Now, I know that it's blasphemy to play more than 20 cards, but we have to for this combo. The exact amount of these cards that you need to run is kind of up for debate, but you need to at least be able to have enough Master Bleens to draw everything. This is definitely enough. And you obviously need to open up in your opening hand with 1 Bleen's Mox and then 1 Master Bleen at least. But basically, if our opening hand contains a Bleen's Mox and a Master Bleen or Blue Spore Mage, then we use them to draw more cards, and they will draw into more copies of themselves, and then from there it just snowballs, and we get to draw our entire deck. Okay, here we go. We have, that hand works pretty well. So let's go. We summon Bleen's Mox. Master Bleen uses effect to draw 3 cards. We drew into another copy of Master Bleen. That'll draw us more cards, including another Master Bleen. Okay, how about another one? Oh, look at that. Another one. Wow, we just drew 3 infinite cards at once. That's funny. We have another Master Bleen over here. Oh, there's another one. I only have 5 cards left in the deck. So if I summon a couple more Bleen's Moxes and then a blue Spore Mage, that'll draw the rest of our cards. And now that is everything. So the next thing we're going to want to do is get these Mox cards out of our way. We are going to need another one later to summon the Gore Mage and Stim Mage, but we have plenty of extras in the hand. And now we're going to want to get our infinite energy engine going, so I'm going to use this blue Spore Mage as sacrifice to summon this thing. We'll summon all 3 copies of this card to get us the extra energy that we need. And now that we have 4 energy, we no longer need this thing. Get it out of there. Alright, so now I can summon the energy conduit and the null conduit, and since the circuit is completed, we now have 4 energy forever. From there, we can use the infinite energy to start generating infinite bone tokens. So this card costs 1 energy to generate 3 bone tokens, but again, every time we spend an energy, it just immediately regenerates. So we can sit here and click this button forever until we have infinite bone tokens. Once we have all the bone tokens we want, we can get rid of that. Next, we're going to spend 6 of those bone tokens to summon Pharaoh's Pets, and from there, we're going to summon our Ouroboros forever. So we can just keep using the Pharaoh's Pets to pay the cost to summon Ouroboros. And then we hit him with the hammer, which will respawn him in our hand with more attack. And again, we could do this forever and just keep buffing his attack to whatever number we want it to be. So by this point, we've already generated all of the bone tokens we want, and we've done as many sacrifices as we want to get Ouroboros to whatever attack stat. We don't need Pharaoh's Pets anymore. The next thing we're going to do is use the rest of our infinite energy to power up Stim Mage. So I'm going to need to summon another Bleen's Mox to summon the Stim Mage. And then we can power him up forever with the energy, again, just by pressing this button over and over again. Alright, so we've done that. From here, we no longer need our infinite energy because we've done everything we've needed that for. So we can get rid of our conduits here. I'll summon the Ouroboros. And while we have this Bleen's Mox on the field, we should also summon our Gore Mage. Now that Gore Mage and Stim Mage are on the board, we no longer need the Mox card. We'll get that out of the way so that we can use the final zone to summon the Bone Heap. And now this is where we would use our infinite bones to power up the Bone Heap to whatever attack stat we want. And same thing for the Gore Mage. And that's the combo. We got all 4 infinite attack cards on the board at once, and engines to power them up to whatever attack stat we want. And we did it all in one turn, drew our entire deck, and the Dredger is going to be very impressed with us, I'm sure. What do you have to say about that combo there, Dredger? Ah, it was impressive, thank you. See, at least somebody appreciates me. A turn 1 win, heck yeah. What a good sport. I like this Dredger guy. He's gonna give me more cards too? What a nice guy. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.